Hi, I'm Ramgopal from ArteRamgopal.com. In this video, you will learn how to screenshot with a free app available in Windows 10 called Snip and Sketch. We all know that screenshots are quite useful to include in our presentations or in our videos. But many of us are not aware that we have access to this free and useful tool to snip any part of the screen and even add annotations with the sketch function. Let me show you how to use this useful tool from scratch. There are two ways you can access this free app. The first way is to go to the start icon and then start typing snip, and even before you can finish typing the word, you will get this option called Snip and Sketch. You click on it and that allows you to access this beautiful tool. Another easy way to use this tool is to use this keyword combination, which is Windows logo key, Shift and S. If you are someone who uses this tool frequently, then a good idea would be to pin this tool to Taskbar. The way to do that is to right click on the icon and then use this option called Pin to Taskbar, and this tool would reside on your taskbar. You can access it by clicking on this icon any point of time. Now let me show you what you can do with this wonderful tool. First, let me click on this option called New, and that will give you these tool sets, and you can snip any part of the screen that you see using these options. The first option is called as rectangular snip. The way it works is, let us say I want to snip only this portion of the screen, then I can click and drag my cursor across, and that would allow me to snip exactly what I want. And here I have the snipped portion. I can save this as a picture and use it anytime I want, or I can copy this onto Clipboard and paste it into my presentation. Let me do that. Let me click on copy, or you can use Ctrl+C option, and that gives you that tick mark, and then you go to the slide, right click and paste it. Now you have the snipped picture pasted onto your screen. Of course, you can enlarge it, apply any effects you want, and make this as part of your presentation. Let us explore some other nice options available in Snip and Sketch. Let me delete this. Let me use a darker background now. Right click, go to Format Background, and let us choose a background as dark as this. Now I'm going to use the snipping tool in a slightly different way. Let me go to the taskbar, click on it, and this time I'm going to click on New, but then I'm not going to use the first one. I'm going to use the second one called as Freeform Snip, and this can be quite interesting. Let us say I want to snip only this portion here, but I want to do that in a free form. Click on any part that you want to select and then move your cursor across and then select it in a free form way like this. Can you see here? All this is selected, and once the selection is to your satisfaction, you remove your cursor and you get that portion nicely snipped. Now I'm going to copy this to Clipboard. Go to the slide, right click and paste it. Now you can see in a very organic way I'm able to snip only the portion that I wanted, and it looks beautiful on my slide. Let me see another option. Let me delete this. Let me use the shortcut this time, Windows logo, Shift and S, and that activates these tools. The third option that I have is Window Snip. This allows me to snip the entire window that I see. I can click on it. You can see that the window is captured. When I right click and paste it, you can see that the picture of the entire window is captured in just a snap. This can come in quite handy if you want to explain a software. Now let us take this to the next level by not only snipping, but also by sketching on whatever we have snipped. Let me select this, delete it. We don't need that right now. Let me go to my browser, and here I have opened YouTube. And this is one of our other channels. The first thing I'm going to do is to snip only this portion here, and then let me write something to annotate certain parts of this picture. Let me go to the tool, click on New, and then let me choose this option called as Rectangular Snip. Let me click and drag my cursor across to make my selection, and that brings me access to the snipped portion. And right away you can see that I have options to write something on the snipped portion, or I can even highlight something. For example, if I want to say that this is our logo, I can click on the first option here called as ballpoint pen, and then I can draw something like, say, this is our logo. If I want to write something, I can do so quite easily. The second option I have is of pencil. Now this works just as ballpoint pen, only that the texture is slightly different and it looks a little more organic. The third option we have is highlighter, and that allows you to highlight any portion of the text that you want or any part of your picture. Now once you've drawn something, if you want to erase it, you can go to this option called eraser, and then you just run your cursor across to erase whatever that you have drawn. We also have option for a ruler if you like, and you can even crop the portion that you've already snipped. Let me click on image crop, and if I want to resize this, I can resize it like so. It's a very handy tool so that you can do all your pre-processing before you can save this for further use. Once you're happy with the selection, click on this option called apply, and now the cropping is applied. As I said earlier, you can save this as a picture, or you can copy it to your clipboard, or if you want to share it, you can click on this option called share, and that allows you to share it with any of your contacts. We have some further options available here. When you click on the option called see more, you see the option to print it, or you can change your settings by clicking on this, and you can make some adjustments here. So you have full control in the way you use this app, and it can be quite useful to make better presentations when you make your videos. So I hope you liked this tutorial. If you did, please give this video a like, share it with your friends, and hit the subscribe button to encourage us to create more such videos. You can watch some of these other videos to explore our channel further. I'll see you in the next one.